Hell hath no fury like a Hillary scorned. Oh, folks, it's ugly out there again. I'm Steve Green with Bill Whittle and Scott Ott. This is your Right Angle, brought to you by the members of BillWhittle.com, on Hillary Clinton going to India to put down half the country. This country, the United States. God, I'm so sick of this woman. Why won't she go away? All right, gents, I've got to roll this clip because you really have to see and hear Hillary in all of her screeching, whining, entitled glory.
So I won the places that are optimistic, diverse, dynamic, moving forward, and his whole campaign, Make America Great Again, was looking backwards.
And okay, folks, just in case you missed this, I want to read this is the best part. She talks about half the country, the part of the country that voted for Trump. As you know, you didn't like black people getting rights, you don't like women, getting jobs, you don't want it, see that Indian American succeeding more than you are, and whatever your problem is, I'm going to fix it. Bill. She wants to get elected President of the United States, and she thinks she can do that by hating half of us.
Well,
I don't even know how to finish making a question out of this.
No, it's all right. I get it. It's kind of interesting to watch Hillary Clinton shattering the glass floor. The woman is a psychopath. A sociopath. As you corrected me just before we rolled, yeah. The fact that, seriously, of all the things that disqualify her for the presidency, I think the one that's most disqualifying is how she reacted after she lost the election to the presidency. Forget the obvious tales and ongoing, multiply sourced tales of just falling down, bumping into walls, drunkenness.
We got another one of those clips today, by the way, too.
Oh, good. She's gone barking mad, and it's nice to actually see how she really feels about things, because I don't think this is a post-election kind of a flashbulb that went on over her head. I suspect she's always had this feeling about Americans and the American people, and if the country's too stupid to elect Hillary Clinton, then obviously the candidate needs a better country. That's the only solution I can see. But I'm daily grateful that this bitter, rather dull, untalented, smug, delusional, criminal drunkard is not the president of the United States, and we have that other delusional criminal drunkard or whatever they want to claim. But at least we didn't end up with this one.
Yeah.
And I'm real happy with the way that election turned out.
Oh, Scott, where do I begin with this one? We used to have a saying in this country, and I suppose maybe this has been dead for a long time now, certainly maybe longer than I want to admit, that politics stops at the water's edge, that we keep our dirty laundry here at home, so to speak. And here is Hillary Clinton insulting half of the country as backwards, as racist, as misogynist, and all the rest, not here in the United States to our faces, but overseas in India, claiming that people like you and me who live in this country's great heartland hate to see successful Indian Americans.
Based on her accomplishments, based on Hillary Clinton's accomplishments, politics ends at the water's edge, and we don't like to air our dirty laundry. Based on her accomplishments, I think the only job she's qualified for is going down to the water's edge and beating the dirty laundry on a rock. Which would be too good for her, because there are decent people who do that for a living around the world. It is shocking to me, not at all. Because Hillary Clinton has never believed in democracy as such. The problem with the American electoral system is it's too quantitative. It's not qualitative. The problem is one man, one vote. The problem is that the smart people don't get a greater say than they already do. And that's what she's trying to convey. It's like there are some people who deserve to have a greater say in our politics, and she's one of them. And the people who voted for her are among them. And that's why they were so taken aback at their loss, because it wasn't just the sheer numbers of people and how the electoral count worked out and everything that shocked the Democrats. It was the fact that those people elected a president. Now, some of you who have followed the show for a long time know I did not vote for Donald Trump. I did not vote for Hillary Clinton either. But I was not a supporter of the president, and I've committed myself since his election to treating him as the president, criticizing him when he's wrong, celebrating him when he's right.
Absolutely.
But I got over it. But she cannot, because this is not only a rebuke to her personally, it's a rebuke to everything she's ever stood for.
Yeah, Bill, let me give you a follow-up here, because Scott made me think of something that I wish one of us had seen going into this. The first thing she says in that clip, if I'm remembering the clip correctly, is that the part of the United States that elected her is where 2/3 of our gross domestic product is produced. In other words, some Americans' votes should be more valuable than others because of the contents of their checkbooks. Is that an American president, Bill?
Well, first of all, just in the interest of intellectual rigor, just because she won the votes in high population areas that produce most of the GDP doesn't mean that she won the votes of the people who are actually producing the GDP.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
If you look at these maps, they are in many ways the cities that are producing large numbers of expensive products like Silicon Valley or so on.
Financial services.
But the blue areas on the map are the ones that seem to be consuming virtually all of the GDP, and so I'm not sure how many of the people that actually make things voted for her. I'm sure people that make patchouli oil and other mockable items voted for her en masse, but I'm not sure that engineers did. I'm not sure that the people that produce the electricity that make all the GDP did. I'm not sure that the sanitation workers did. I'm not sure any of this. So in any event, I don't care. We have rules for an election, and the rules were she knew the rules and she lost. And her inability to get a grip on this is really, really fun to watch, in the sense that there cannot be a better punishment for this awful, awful, awful woman. Awful, awful, morally, ethically, spiritually awful woman. I can't think of a worse punishment for her than the one that she's enduring now. Hillary Clinton's speech in India is just yet another example that the universe is ruled by a loving God. I mean, what other evidence do you need in terms of justice?
And Steve, can I add that Hillary? This is sad to say, but this is Hillary Clinton's gig now. Hillary Clinton, right. her gig currently,
top victim.
Top victim. Yeah, her shtick is the woman who lost the presidency, and that's what it's going to be for life. Now she thinks that's what it's going to be for like 4 years or something, but for the rest of her life, she'll be the woman who lost the presidency.
Hooray.
Wow, that is a cruel but fair assessment, Scott. Listen, I think I know why Hillary is so bitter. The states that put Trump in the White House, which are Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, and Wisconsin, those states voted for Bill Clinton and Barack Obama at least once, and except for in the case of Ohio, I think all of those went Democrat twice for Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, and the voters in those states rejected Hillary. They're so-called Obama to Trump voters because they think they've seen enough Democrats, just like Hillary, who hate them and despise them. The only difference between Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton is she's open and disdainful and vindictive about her hatred. Obama could at least wrap it up in a bit of class. So let me finish with just one last line. I can sum up Hillary Clinton this way: she is a sack of seething resentments held together by a $12,000 designer jacket. And that is your right angle on Hillary.
It's like a safety buoy.
Right. I'll tell you.
It looks like a buoy out in the ocean, those orange jumpsuits, sitting there like that. I always think, steer to the right of this on the way back into Long Beach Harbor.
Oh, you know what? I would tell you this is the last time we're going to kick Hillary Clinton, but we can't miss her if she won't go away, and she is not going to go away. So we will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for your support.